Anyway.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah.
thought you was dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, someone vanished off the face of the earth. I mean, it's a fair assumption to make when the last thing you probably told is they got domed and sent into the ICU.
Yeah, we put 2 and 2 together, I would say.
Fair assumption. Not necessarily my intention, but, you know, certain things became a lot easier if it was viewed that I was dead. I'll put it that way. I made a few sacrifices, of course. You know, a few relationships went downriver. The missus is one of them, but, you know, sometimes it's got to be.
What the fuck happened?
What, on the day I was shot?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I can give you, you know, my version of events, although quite how it led to me being shot remains a mystery, and Patar never actually said why he was shooting me, so the mystery remains. But as Matthew, I reckon he would back me up here, but he's, of course, not paying attention. As Matthew knows, the day before, or maybe even the same day, I said to Matt that, you know, it'd been a few weeks with Patar, you know, seemed to be a bit off with me, and I was going to catch a flight out the city for an unknown amount of time anyway. Does Matt think it's worth me clearing the air? You know, just asking him, you know, friend to friend, what's going on? And Matt said, yeah, of course, why not? Why would you not do that? I was like, oh, fair enough. So I'm up at Zancudo packing me bags, and I phoned Patar and said, look, I'm off. I've got a plane taking me out of Zancudo in like half an hour. If you're free, come up. I've got some presents for you. And then, you know, maybe we can clear the air and, you know, figure out, you know, whatever the problem is between us, we can figure it out. He comes up, I give him his gifts. And then I say, look, I'm about to get on a plane. Before I get on that plane, I want to get on that plane, you know, knowing me and you, you know, square, you know, we're good. I don't want to get on the plane wondering why my mate's been off with me. So, you know, now's the moment to be completely honest. What have I done, or what is going on that's caused a rift between me and you? And Batar said, no, nothing at all. I'm just super stressed. And, you know, I hate to break it to Batar, but he's not a great liar. So I knew that wasn't the truth. And I went, okay, fine, fair enough. You don't want to tell me. I was hoping that when I left here, we'd leave here as friends. But evidently you don't want to tell me whatever the problem is. So, okay, fair enough. I'm going to go now. So I left. I walked from my hangar at Zancudo to the AirX hangar where my plane was waiting for me. It's about 200 meters.
See, that doesn't line
And
up.
as I got to the hangar door, I was shot in the back of the head by Patar. Didn't say a word. He then drove my exemplar car up next to me and detonated it. To this day, I don't know why. I then spent the next month or so in a secure location on a copious amount of drugs and IVs.
Because that's not the same story.
Being looked after by some friends, and then eventually I was able to come to. And, you know, I've been doing this and that ever since.
What was the so you had a conversation with him, right?
Well, I mean,
You're saying it was just you asked him like, what's wrong? The vibe's off.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, you're here now listening. You back me up. The day before I left, I had a conversation with Matt saying, "Look, something's off with Qatar. What do you think I should do?"
Yeah, you did do that.
He could be lying here,
And
though.
I'm pretty sure I was the one that said just speak.
And we
to them.
trust Patar over Solomon.
Yeah, that's what I said to the boys earlier, but you weren't. I think you were listening to your earbuds there.
But he has
Yeah,
also
it was
got
my
a bit of a
apologies.
reputation.
Nah, you're good, mate. You're good.
I suppose, because of the other stuff. So you just in the dark.
At the moment, yeah. And I'll be honest with you, when I came out of fucking being in a coma, my first thought wasn't, "Oh, I should phone Batar and find out why he shot me."
SK knows why he shot him, because of the bench. He's just not like SK's not giving nothing away.
You know
right
the old expression: words mean nothing, actions mean everything.
So how do you feel looking back on the whole situation now? Like, where do you stand right now?
Well, I'm stood in front of you, mate. But I think you ask the question you want to ask.
Why are you stood in front of me now?
Is there a reason I shouldn't be?
Not necessarily. I mean, other than the obvious. You know, if that's happened to you, I would have
Oh, it's not an if.
assumed
Did.
that there would have been a, you know, not just gonna forget about that. Big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. It is. And for a long time, I wrestled with what I wanted to do about that. You know, I had some ideas. I'm not going to fucking lie to you boys. But an old friend of mine reminded me of something, and I believe this to be universally true. It's been in my line of work. You know, I've had fucking people I hunted for fucking ages that fucking slipped through my fingers. But at the end of the day, I've always found the universe has a way of balancing things out. And from what I've heard, I think the universe might have done some work for me.
What you heard?
Oh, I know Batar ain't got his bench anymore. Now, is that karmic? Is that karma coming back round and saying maybe you shouldn't have shot a friend in the back of the head without saying anything? I don't know. To me, it feels that way.
I'm curious, what source told you that?
The streets, mate. Fucking, it's all over the fucking city.
Why does that apply to anything that happened?
Karmic, mate. Like a karmic punishment, isn't it? You do something bad, eventually, karma will set things right. He did something bad, so the universe punished him. In the same way that you might run over a dog. 4 days later, you fall down the stairs for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Karmic balance.
So where'd you hear it on the streets?
Matt, it's fucking everywhere, son. And it's not a secret. If you think it is a secret, it's absolutely not.
I'm gonna ask
I
you a
didn't say
question.
that.
I need to be 100% real.
Fire away, mate.
When did you clock?
Which bit? When did I clock what?
What you had?
When he went away for a while. He set up a very complicated system to make sure that I could still get, you know, supply while he was away. And the minute he went away, the supply chain completely dropped down. If you remember, we had a conversation at the Mandem block, me and several of you, where I said, you know, look, I'm not going to outright say anything, but, you know, you've kind of made it a little bit obvious that maybe there's, you know, you've either got a direct source or whatever. And I stated then it would be a great idea if we could work closer together on that. Batar, you know, sort of laughed and didn't really do a great job of denying it.
This is lining
I'll
up
also
to make
be
it
honest,
look like
if you
he
guys,
told the
as I'm
Saints.
sure you remember, I've got a large property up at Zancudo, and it's a little bit obvious if I'm up there doing lots of work day in and day out, as are some of the lads.
And he knew
and
where it
people keep
was.
spotting
He's fucking
very
himself
distinctive
over by
G-Wagon
telling us
driving up.
this.
You know what I mean? It's like there's a way of doing things cleverly, and then there's a way of doing things very, very openly. Now, sadly, and evidently, other people noticed, Batar did things very, very sloppily.
Because now he's now putting in our heads that he could have told the Saints.
You have a property at Zenkuda?
Yes. Do you not listen to anything I tell you?
He owns one of the hangars.
I knew this, yeah.
I thought I'd taken you up there by now, mate. Evidently, I've not. I have to show you.
Yeah, you have to show me sometime.
I did tell you we were building something with a mapped out interior of the banks. You don't remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know whereabouts it was though.
Nah, Zancudo, mate. Yeah, we got a
that's
hangar
cool.
up there.
He knows what
I'd
he's
love
doing.
to see that.
I'll show you after this if you want.
Yep. Sounds good.
But how long ago you reckon how long ago was that when you went away and you clocked it?
Oh, mate, I can't remember, mate. I think a load of you all had a trip somewhere. Remember? Like all of you went on holiday or something.
August.
Oh damn, you took it 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Hmm. So now that that's happened, now you said that it's balanced itself out. What you on now?
What you implying? Do I want to hurt Patel?
No,
Nah,
not
he-
necessarily.
he-
Just what's your movements like? Where you at? What you
I don't,
What you
I
thinking?
don't fucking know, mate. I ain't got a fucking Scooby. I've come back to a city that looks like a completely different fucking place. You know what I'm saying? Like half the people we all used to know, not just me. Fucking where are they gone? Don't know. You know, there's fucking this and that going all over the place. There's fucking Edgar Castillo, apparently, you know, trying to one-man army the entire fucking city. God bless him.
It's actually 3 months. How fucked up.
I don't know, mate. I ain't got no plans, SK. You know what I mean? Came back round. I mean, I've honestly, I've never really went anywhere. You know what I mean? I've been, you know, in and out, in and out, in and out, making sure I've got some idea of what was going on. You know me, mate. I've always had people giving me information on stuff. Whenever I turn up, find out the news, you know, then fuck off again for a little bit. Come back, find out the news, fuck off for a little bit. So I ain't got any plans right now, mate. I mean, I don't really know what plans I could have. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Given a scenario.
Yeah, mate. It's almost like, some ways, if you know, almost be like it's my first day in the city all over again. You know, back to square one.
I'm surprised he's not got like. It seems like he's not got a grudge.
I'm curious. When did you first see the black G-Wagon?
Oh, I can't remember, mate. I mean, I saw that thing more times than I could count. Ironically, I saw it. I saw it before. I met Petard to say, you know, oi, what's going on? I'm off.
So you dropped any sort of animosity you had after you found out about what happened.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, mate. I will never trust Petard ever again. I will never trust anyone that I will say face to their, my face to their face. I know there's a problem. Let's discuss what it is. And if you choose in that moment to lie and then wait till I've walked 200 meters away to shoot me in the back, that is someone I will never trust ever again. So I'm fairly sure, SK, if me and you had a problem, I went, I think we got a problem, you'd go, you know what? We do. And either we'd scrap it out right there and then, or you'd tell me what it was right there and then. What you wouldn't do is lie and then shoot me in the back 200 meters later.
SK shot him in the back, but he didn't lie.
Now, I'm not going to diss the man, right? He still wears the same chain as the rest of you, right? And I get how that works. It's me being open and honest without, you know, throwing any over-the-top feelings one way or the other.
All right. Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah, mate, you as well.
Nice to catch up.
Good to see that fucking the Irish menace over here's got that beautiful chain around his neck at last.
Yeah, Steepot does a lot for us.
I know.
A good lad.
I was one of the biggest advocates for Steve with you boys for a long time.
It's true.
I do have a question though, and you know, you tell me the answer to this or not. There's a tweet that I've been shown. Probably know what I'm talking about. About some money being owed.
You're smart enough to know not to believe everything you read on the internet, Solomon.
I absolutely am, but I'm also smart enough to know that I'm still employed at places that suddenly no Mandem member is. You know what I'm saying? Now you combine the old social media there with the fact that suddenly Gold Rush has not got any Mandem people employed there, and I'm starting to wonder.
Funny how the world works sometimes. Coincidences are an interesting phenomenon. I don't think this bank's going to
Apparently.
rob itself, though. Been great to catch up, though.
Yeah, you too.
Good to see you, mate. Glad you're well.
Latest boys.
Your lockpick? Or are you gonna go pick up?
Nah, I've got pickup, man. Don't you worry about that.
I bet.
Keys, please.